All right, here we are once again with CVTV, and right now we have two fine representatives from Winncom Technologies, and I can't wait to talk with you gentlemen here today. We have Mike Cook. Mike is the Vice President of Business Development. How you doing today, Mike?
Very good. Thanks, Brady.
Thank you, and I'm excited to talk with you. We also have Kyle Barnes. Kyle is the Director of Field Engineering. What's going on, Kyle?
Not much. Happy to be here. Thanks again, Brady.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to learn a lot about Winncom and a lot of the stuff that you guys have going on. Mike, I'm going to start out with you. If you could, maybe tell us a little bit about the company for those who aren't as familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, Brady, for having us. So Winncom Technologies is a worldwide value-add distributor, provider of complete networking solutions. We were founded in 1996, so we're on our 28th year. I'd say we're veterans in the space, and we've seen a lot of different things. Our focus is unmatched expertise in the broadband networking product and solutions offering space. So, whether it's network infrastructure, something simple as an ancillary need, we've got all the bases covered. We have industry-leading manufacturers that we work with for many years. Some are new, some have been with us since the very beginning. Working on various markets and applications, and we'll touch on some of those here in a little while. We're physically headquartered in Solon, Ohio, which is just outside of Cleveland. We have over 250 employees, 15 sales offices plus, and 7 distribution centers across the globe, including U.S., Canada, Europe, CALA, Asia, and Africa.
Wow, and congratulations. 28 years is a huge accomplishment. Let me ask you, Mike, what would you consider to be the main value proposition, and how does Winncom kind of differentiate itself, I guess you'd say, from other distributors?
Yeah, great question. So we pride ourselves in this one, so it's an easy one, Brady, to answer. Winncom's specialty and focus and primary differentiator from others in the market is very simply our technical focus, and our expertise. We have a very large and diverse staff of full-time regional engineers across the globe. We take projects from the pre-sales engineering through the sales business development process and into post-sales, and in many cases, our continuation of projects from start to finish. We've been working with many customers over the years, and new customers alike. We can start and stop anywhere in the process, and it's our expertise and technical engineering staff, including Kyle, is some of the best I've worked with in the industry, and I've been in this industry over 28 years, as long as Winncom has been around.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Kyle, I'm going to jump to you. What sort of engineering services does Winncom offer?
We actually offer a wider range of different services, anything from RF modeling to complete bill of material services, pre and post installation support, pre and post installation maintenance. One of the things that, again, we can do RF modeling, but one of the great things that we bring to the table is many years of experience. I personally was an operator for 20 years prior to coming to Winncom. So when we talk about bill of materials, we know every nut, bolt, the type of compound that needs to be applied between copper and aluminum. Just having that real world experience is what I think really differentiates us.
It sounds like a whole lot of thought went into all that. Kyle, let me ask you, what kind of company or business model might be a good candidate for Winncom's engineering and professional services?
Well, really, all of them, from small to large, new to old. Again, we have customers that are just starting out. We have large operators, multi-state operators that we work with, whether it's banks looking to do private LTE, or a large operator looking to deploy a fixed wireless access across multiple states. There's not really much we don't do. So I think all could benefit from some of our engineering services.
Okay, very cool. Mike, let me ask you, what sort of verticals, as you kind of look forward into next year, what sort of verticals and key areas do you see the most potential for growth?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of growth in the space in particular, and to be specific, we're continuing to see exponential growth in our traditional service provider markets. I'll touch on that here in a little bit, but we're seeing increased interest in the private sector across really all the enterprise verticals, with private LTE and the explosion of private networking. We've been a beneficiary of working with a lot of customers in new vertical markets that we hadn't before. It's ultimately the same type of use case and application. And with our expertise, we're pretty nimble and we can adapt to whatever the vertical might be. We see a lot of we've made huge strides in our fiber initiative. So we're doing a lot of end-to-end fiber solutions, which is a kind of a new market for us. I don't like to use the word new when it's been around so long, but in our space, which our heritage is really grown off of the wireless world. As we see hybrid networking and the evolution of hybrid networking with some of our traditional customers, it's been a really good growth sector for us.
It sounds like tremendous growth for sure. So we talk growth. Kyle, let me ask you, what sort of geographic areas does Wincom cover?
Wincom is a global distributor. So, another great thing about Wincom is we have local sales and engineering staff in almost every market here in the U.S. as well as EMEA, CALA, really about every country. Wincom not only has an office, but local engineers and local sales staff.
Okay, and across such a broad net, let me ask you, has any particular install or site visit really stood out to you for Wincom?
Well, maybe not so much actual install that we performed, but we do assist with several projects. One that comes to mind, we were doing a border patrol project with a government agency, and they came to us, and basically they needed their local soldiers to be able to perform the installation. And that task is not always easy given the level of expertise in telecom, right? So what we did was we developed an enclosure that they could install with a 13mm wrench and a screwdriver, right? So we pre-built the enclosure, we designed it, pre-built it, provided drawings, as well as remote support during the installation. That was a really neat project that went pretty smooth. And again, we like that, bring a problem and we'll definitely help come to resolution.
Well, it definitely sounds very helpful for sure. Mike, any announcements or updates that we can expect from Wincom in the near future?
Well, there's a lot going on here. So for the sake of time, I'll touch on a couple. First, in the telecom space, there's a lot of buzz about growth and expansion with the broadband funding programs, CAF, RDOF, BEAD, USDA, Tribal, et cetera. There's many more. And although some of this funding's been released, there's much more to come. We've aligned our growth and expansion, and I'm happy to see the company grow as well. So the second thing that we're really proud and looking forward to is the many new faces that we're bringing into the Wincom team to keep up with the demand, which is always a good problem to have. And it's great to see the new additions in the company, seeing the growth alongside the business in the industry sector.
Yeah, and growth is always good for sure. I know that WISPAPALOOZA is coming up really soon, Mike. Anything in particular that we can get excited about as relates to Wincom?
Yeah, a lot of what we talked about before, so I won't dwell on that. But I think the biggest things, WISPAPALOOZA is our biggest show of the year, so it's always been a big thing for Wincom, and the growth of the show itself has just been tremendous over the last let's say decade. So alongside that, what I'm really excited to see us diversify our business. Again, hybrid networking, there'll be a strong emphasis on fiber PON. There's some major growth and expansion in the technology world for the wireless players as well. So the advancements in technology is going to be a fun buzz to be a part of at this year's show. And last but certainly not least is Wi-Fi, the consumer user experience, and the growth and the advancements of what we're seeing with Wi-Fi 6 and soon to be 7. We'll be talking a lot and putting a lot of focus on that as well.
A whole lot of irons in the fire, I guess you'd say, Mike. If people want more information on this and some of the other stuff that you guys have been talking about, where can they go online?
Wincom.com, pretty simple, WINNCOM.com. You can find us in our marketing team does a phenomenal job of keeping us all over social media. So several splashes, you'll find us there as well.
Fantastic. And thank you so much, Mike, for the time.
Likewise, Brady. Appreciate the
All right.
opportunity, and anything anybody needs from anybody at Wincom, we're always here to help.
Well, and that's a tremendous message, and I think it's so true. Kyle, thank you as well for the time here today.
Thank you, Brady.
All right. And there you have it. And while you guys are online checking out wincom.com and all the great services that they offer, don't forget to also visit channelvisionmag.com. On there, you'll find copies of CVTVs and podcasts and webinars and just lots of great on-demand content right there on the website for your perusal. And on behalf of Wincom, this is Channel Vision Magazine. This has been CVTV. Everybody take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.